Narnia?
Ever had one of those days where you just want to disappear?
Michael, Vaughn, and Melanie, well met, my friends. As promised, today I'm going to be talking about the non-Star Wars side of the Clumsy Jedi channel. Even though it's still called the Clumsy Jedi, I decided I didn't want to do 100% Star Wars. Even though I love Star Wars so much, there's so many other sci-fi and fantasy things that I love, especially fantasy, so I decided why not incorporate that into the vlog. The way this is going to work is I'm dividing the fantasy side of this channel into 6 different realms. Those are going to be Middle-earth, Narnia, Sherwood Forest, Camelot, Redwall Abbey, and others, since there's too many other fantasy worlds to name. Within each of those worlds, I'm going to be touching on a lot of different things, including recipes such as Turkish Delight from Narnia, Lembas bread from Lord of the Rings, and hopefully some recipes from Redwall. By the way, the Redwall series by the late Brian Jacques is one of my fiance's favorite series, so hopefully once he's out here we can work on some of that stuff together, because he's a lot more knowledgeable about that than I am. In addition to recipes, I'm also going to be talking about character profiles, talking about the mythological aspect of different characters in different series, like the hero's journey and all that different stuff. The birthdays of the authors, especially C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. Any fictional holidays, especially Hobbit Day. Hobbit Day this year is going to be a big affair. I'm hoping to do a little bit of cosplay, maybe a photo backdrop, maybe a full Hobbit feast, who knows, and quite possibly viewing of one or more of the films. Also comparing the original books to any films that have been made, picking out the best ones, and giving a really thorough critique of whether or not they captured the spirit of the book, followed it to the letter, or whether they just went off on a tangent, like some I could name. Aragon. We're also going to be touching on, if possible, cosplay and or crafts. Again, that's something my fiance would definitely like to be involved in, especially cosplay for Lord of the Rings and, oddly enough, Redwall. You don't see a lot of Redwall cosplay out there, but he wants to tackle it, so I'm willing to give it a shot. In the same vein, also going to be trying out a little bit of fan art, maybe reading some fan fiction, and finally, some in-depth historical investigations into both the Legend of King Arthur and Robin Hood. Those are 2 figures that scholars have been debating for years, but I want to make my own investigations. What's on my bucket list is to go to the places where those historical figures were actually said to have lived. I'd like to visit Wales to look at the different places where King Arthur supposedly ran around, and definitely someday I have got to go to Yorkshire and Nottingham and Sherwood Forest in England, but that's quite a bit in the future. I just wanted to put that out there. It's something I really want to do to help bring a little bit more depth to the discussions about those particular characters. Unfortunately, I've run out of words rather early. I can't think of any more details to go into. I've kind of got a writer's block going on right now. It's not going to be easy to switch from Star Wars to Lord of the Rings, to Narnia, to Redwall. I'm going to need to come up with some sort of a solution to my creativity block. It's not going that well. And I apologize for the backdrop. I'm hoping to get a generic fantasy backdrop from an online photography wholesaler soon. But until then, this is it, and I am so sorry. I've got a bare bones editing program, and it does not handle chroma key very well unless the lighting is absolutely perfect. Again, which I can't afford, and space is pretty limited. I'm practically squeezed up against, the camera is squeezed up against the ceiling right now because I live in the attic. Anyway, enough of that ranting. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm hoping to come out with some fantasy-themed merch. I have no idea what, maybe with some of my fan art, but since it's already copyrighted, different people own it. I'm not sure. I'm going to be starting things off slowly incorporating the most popular of the fantasy genres, and starting off with Lord of the Rings. We start that next week, and it'll probably be happening either once a week or once every couple of months, and we'll see how it does, and then gradually incorporate more things, and then do Narnia, and then anything else you guys are interested in we may touch on. It'll depend on how well those vlogs do, and how hard it is for me to come up with ideas. If you want to see more family-friendly sci-fi fantasy content, go ahead and click that little subscription button down below. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box for social media and information on how you can help support this channel. I definitely appreciate that. Oh yes, question of the day. I need to come up with a question of the day. Yes, alright. So, question of the day. Of the genres that I have mentioned, Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Robin Hood, King Arthur, Redwall, and other, including 80s fantasy movies, yes, I'm going to be talking about those, which of those is your absolute favorite, and which one are you most looking forward to hearing about from me? Go ahead and post a comment below. So, I'll see everybody again on Friday with more Star Wars. It's gonna be the release of the new season of Clone Wars. Really excited about that. So until next time, God bless and Namari. Ugh. Speaking of disappearing,